This video is about my place of work discriminating against me because of my epilepsy. And this happened over 10 years ago, but I pursued this matter legally in the years after I was let go by this organization. And it never amounted to anything legally, and I started emailing this organization, and that also never came of anything either. But I wanted to tell my story, because people should hear about discrimination in the workplace. And I had a few seizures that were overlooked by this organization in my initial training, but eventually I was forced out because of seizures. You might know of this workplace as the New York Sports Club or the Boston Sports Club, but it's also called Town Sports International. Unfortunately, I experienced an epileptic seizure while performing a sale, witnessed by multiple clients, my general manager, a fitness manager, and a personal trainer. Those names I won't disclose on this video just because it happened a long time ago and because of their privacy as well. Unlike some of my other seizures they had witnessed previously, this Boston Sports Club believed that this seizure was a threat towards my client and could jeopardize future business towards the club. To support the fact, I was immediately escorted into what they called a private meeting and warned my seizure was inappropriate and must assure them that nothing like this could ever happen again. Of course, my episodes are out of my control, and that's the case with all epileptic seizures. There might be a few exceptions, but a request such as this is discriminatory and unrealistic. They told me that if not, something would need to be done, which led to the Boston Sports Club continuing to give me ultimatums until I was instructed by the general manager of the club to leave. Soon after my seizure, I had a disagreement with a fellow coworker, which they claim was a reason why they wanted me to leave. And but that disagreement was probably the workings of the general manager. I had been told by my general manager to leave the office, and now he was making restrictions on how many hours I could be available at this branch of the Boston Sports Club to make a sale. When I returned to my office, both my fellow membership consultants had gone into my office and taken my possessions and sales contacts, and now they were locked in my office, going through all my information. And I yelled and knocked at the door of my office, which they had locked, and yelling to return my information. And my fellow coworkers complained to the general manager, and I received a verbal warning, and he refused to hear my side of the story. Since it was clear that favoritism and discrimination was present, I emailed a district manager in an attempt to acquire support. My neurologist also believed that this lethal combination of favoritism and discrimination was unhealthy for me, and requesting a transfer closer to family and support would be best for my health. The general manager and district manager instructed me to email that transfer, and it was not granted, and it was taken as if it was my 2 weeks notice. When I came in the office the next day, they told me that email had been accepted as my resignation and that I must leave by the end of work. I was very upset by this because, I had an excellent sales record, and the response was that a transfer, rehire, or even working for my last 2 weeks would not be possible. And really, this This was a health and fitness establishment, and it's obvious that they endorse this type of discrimination. After all this time has passed, whether you believe I deserve a payoff or not, it's not about that anymore. It's about me as the individual fighting against a big organization like Town Sports International, New York Sports Clubs, Boston Sports Club, and against discrimination towards people with epilepsy and other disabilities. And this is why I created this YouTube video, and I also created a GoFundMe, Stages of Epilepsy. And another reason why I post all the time on my Instagram page, Stages of Epilepsy. And it's about fighting against discrimination towards people with epilepsy in the work, and especially in the workplace, and fighting against discrimination against all people with disabilities. And it's I hope this helps, and thank you for listening.